is, well, I travel a lot, not just in Asia, but Europe and US and stuff like that. One of the key things that my job allowed me to do is listen to different customer and see what they're implementing in the technology world in terms of back-end office and guest technology, in-room technology, and things like that. And one thing I learned is that difficulties of using new technology is integration. How do you make it work together in the back end and it doesn't look sloppy in front of the customer? Is it easy to use? Is it not too complicated? Because when you're staying in a hotel, you don't want to spend half day learning which light to turn on and off, which switch, right? And how to open the curtain and which channel to use. IPTV is great, but it's too hard to use. I never used once an IPTV. I just try to find a regular TV and watch it. That's what I do. But hotel spends lots of money. You can't believe how much money they spend in putting ITV into the room. So my take is that in order for technology to be used, it has to be friendly and it has to be practical. And it has to be a little bit exciting and a little bit fun. Okay, and then it needs a lot of people putting it together in the back end. And that's when I'm going to talk a little bit about my company. Because what I see in the world that's missing, I try to put into FCS. What we can do to help hotels and technologists and even consultants implement and execute the vision of technology for the guests.
So I think the only difference and the things we're more concerned that we can smartly put the technology in the guest room to make guests not feel so troublesome. So that's why I totally agree with Hina and the gentleman mentioned, right? We need to have a good integration, to make sure all the systems working together. And it is transparent to the guests, but you don't fear it, but you can do the technology things very easily. So then that will come to a situation like it's that nothing to do with return.
I stop paying subscription fee, the whole thing disappears. So is my customer data and everything else. So there is this risk that they don't want to have. There's also another issues where it's like they feel vulnerable. Like I don't have anybody looking over the stuff in my property. It's out of the way, like Larry said, it's 1,000 miles away. And what if suddenly a disaster happened and the whole data center get knocked out? What's my data? What's my service? So I do have customers who do subscription from Asia all the way from the US. So there was a earthquake at a certain part of the country, affected the whole network. They were down for 2 months.
I think we're hearing a lot of trends here today, and technology is full of trends. And following trends is good and bad. Following the wrong trend can be awfully expensive, not only from a cost point of view, but also a business disruption point of view. But not following a trend can also be expensive, because you could potentially lose business to your competitor, and you may not have a competitive edge, or certainly from a guest satisfaction point of view. So I think it's important that you evaluate these trends based upon each of the merits of those.